So, Elvira, are you one of those with rum on the desk right now?
Not me, but the colleague who was
something
calling my name.
like that. But it's 8:30, here. So I have to counteract the black tea that I drank at 6:30. No, it's fine.
Very good. Actually,
a little bit chocolate from Christmas.
Oh, very good.
Me too, a few ones.
Can't see chocolate anymore.
That's good.
Chocolate.
So,
if you live with chocolate.
This is the reason. This is the reason. I live in the chocolate world, yes.
This is my very last piece of Christmas cake.
oh wow.
It looks like the last piece. It looks like the last piece. It's a little rotten. It's a little rotten.
It might be rotten, Ralph, but it's the only piece of Christmas cake I have left, so I'm going to finish.
It's the only one which you deserve, I guess.
Oh, so you're too kind, Ralph. Thank you.
It looks like the last piece from 2019.
So, Mark, did you find that behind the refrigerator in the kitchen?
Yeah, when no one else was looking.
There you go.
Oh, colleagues, as master of time, I would like to welcome you back on our place. And Marie is just preparing the next sessions. We have this time 4 sessions. The first one, sharing of experiences with digital online trainings of our standard formats, hosted by Klaus. Then sharing of, yes, it's the first one, topic 2. The first topic is no longer in place because Sandra is ill, so we have had to remove it. The second topic is now the first, sharing of experiences. And the second one is from Joe, best practices, ideas from maximizing the impact of and avoiding problems with virtual trainings, client engagements based on 2020 experience. The next one is a method-free cooperation in agile teams as a new Coverdale 1, a new product that had been developed between Austria and Germany by Marie, Stefan, Bernhard, Waltraud, and me. And we just would like to give you a first impression of this product that had been tested, not fully, but 2 days, format 3, that we had planned. The next group is Embodiment Online, easy to use body-centered techniques in yoga and martial arts, hosted by Beranger and Harald. We do now the same exercise, meaning Marie is offering the 4 rooms, and the host should know which rooms they have to, which platforms they have to use, and therefore we put also the names on there. So Klaus is blue, Joe is what is this, turquoise, Birgit Marie is gray, and Beranger and Harald is a red color on the Miro board. And as soon as you get invited into the breakout session, we can start.
Yes, and same procedure as last time. Those who don't get an invite, please let me know and I'll transfer you to your room.
Mm-hmm.
Please transfer me.
Where do you need to go, Ralph?
Wherever you like. I go everywhere.
Well, in my neighbor room, it's very loud, so it's not our group.
Thomas, hast du einen Privatfriseur?
Nein, das war kurz vorm Lockdown.
Hello.
Henning.
Thomas,
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 people should join us. So we wait for a second.
While we're waiting, can Natalia and Thomas tell me where you're from and so on? Or we wait for all of them? I don't know. All of the others. Maybe.
I would suggest that we use the time because that everybody introduces each other who doesn't know each other. So who is new? Who wants to be introduced? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm new. I'm Natalia. I'm from Russia, so glad to see you. Yeah, I'm team coach, agile coach, and it's why I choose this topic now. And I'm real proficient in online trainings, so I can share my experience if some. Yeah. Okay, I think it's all. And Thomas.
Thomas.
Yes, I'm Thomas from Austria, and I'm also curious about different experiences regarding method-free cooperation and agile teams. So yeah, nice to meet you, Henning, and Natalia. The others I know from Rüdesheim.
I'm from Henning, from Germany, near Hamburg, and I'm with Coverdale since 2001 with a short interruption, and do leadership trainings and coaching.
Hi Natalia, we also have not met. I'm Birgit from Coverdale, Austria, and yeah, looking forward to working with you in the agile topic. When you did not know that Yevgeny has now a colleague who is specialized on agile things. Great to know. Hi Yevgeny.
Hi.
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So more than signed up for.
Yeah, I think I'm in the wrong room, actually. I think I should be in room 2. I should be in Joe's room, sorry.
Okay, I'll move you to room 2.
Whoop, he's gone. Let's start, I would say.
Hey.
Marie and Stefan, do you want to start a little bit about why we said it might be interesting to get into agile discussion? Because it was a discussion that we had in Munich, and so maybe it would be good to start with that.
Yeah, I think so too. So it started a little over a year ago now, I think, right, Stefan? And we were thinking about, I think it was the very first idea came to us when we were working with students from university, and we noticed that, well, Coverdale 1 has so many great features, but the topic of agility is something that is more and more present with a lot of companies, and we knew that Birgit and Bernhard were already working with the topic or focusing on that topic and developing things around that. And so we had the great opportunity to have Birgit in Munich, to meet her over lunch, and to...
Good old days.
Yes, it's hard to believe right now to be that easy to be meeting in a restaurant and having a conversation like this. But yes, so we basically had a conversation about what it might look like if we had this idea of those basic collaboration skills and those competencies that we work on within the Coverdale 1 training, and to see what that might look like if we put that into an agile environment. Are the skills the same that are required? Does that change? Where would we have to tweak and to adapt the format? So I think, Stefan, please correct me or add anything you'd like, or Birgit as well. And so in my memory, that's how everything started.
Yeah, totally agree. Thank you. I would add one thing, so maybe for the context. So there are a lot of agile coaches and trainings out there that deliver the basic methods and agile frameworks already. So this is something we are more or less not doing, right? But we are specialists in collaboration, as Marie already explained. So in my experience, many of these agile coaches who mostly train the basic frameworks, or to a certain extent focus on training frameworks and the basic values connected with agility are more and more moving into organizational development. So gaining knowledge about the core competencies we have and Coverdale has. So the idea was, why not turning it around and saying, okay, Coverdale has these basic competencies for about 60 years you need to work together, especially based on values which you find in an agile environment. So why not bringing this to the world of agility and also moving more in this direction without just training the basic frameworks and concepts. So the idea was initially to address people who already have the knowledge and the wording of agile frameworks, but are not able to live it. Not have the skills of cooperation. So this was my motivation to join the group and to initiate it.
And what we then found out was that we need a discussion to get away from the practices, from the cooperation practices, into principles. And this was our first work, where we first compared the principles that we used in Coverdale 1, if the same principles are valid for an agile approach, and looked on what can be transferred and what not. And it was really funny because we started to collect ideas, and our first idea was to add something like making a mixture. And then when we really worked out the elements of agile cooperation, where we thought that they are the guiding principles, we found out that we have to do something different. And this was from my perspective, a very interesting starting point. That we can base on Coverdale 1, but we have to do something additional. And when you have a look into the mirror board of our area, the gray one, I don't share the screen because I think it's better that everybody goes into the mirror board himself. There is a sheet in or a picture in about elements of agile cooperation, which at the end, after a really long discussion, we put together at our 6 guiding principles. We said there is a customer focus that is important for agile cooperation, iterative working mode, which is something what Coverdale really has from the beginning. Then a value-driven prioritization. So what is really the next view? This is something where we did not focus so much on in the classical Coverdale 1. Then this continuous learning part, where we said reviewing is something what we're doing, but how can we improve that in the direction of agile learning approaches, process and result-driven? And then for sure, the topic of self-organization. And the last one was focusing on the next step. So not planning till the end, but really focusing on the next step. And this was the result, I think, of the 2 months discussion. It was really a long time where we said, now we try to start with those. And for sure, for further rework, I think also this can change. But at the moment, this was the agreement that we had. And then we started to produce a timetable, because we said we want to see what are the aims. And the aims for this Coverdale 1 newly, or this agile cooperation training, was that we really want to get people in the skills part of these principles, develop the skills of these principles. And then we started. And is anybody willing to explain the rough draft? Marie, would you like, or Stefan? I don't know. The point was that we said when we want to work agile in an agile mode, we need to give people the chance to do a repeating kind of task, a cyclic task, we would call it in the Coverdale 1 language. And then they said we somehow need to build this capacity of working cyclically. And that was the idea where we said, let's see how we can bring people to the point that they can work in that. Are you there, Marie?
Yes, I'm there. I just had some trouble zooming in, but it works now. Yes, so basically, to to connect to what you just said, Birgit, one of the findings we had during this discussion is that basic skills, fundamental skills like aiming, clarifying aims, having some sort of systematic approach, even if it's cyclic, is still something that you need when you work in an agile environment. Therefore, if you have a look at the first day, so this is the first box on the left-hand side of the area, you'll recognize, for those of you who have delivered a Coverdale 1, that the elements are quite similar. We thought that maybe with regards to the target group that we would have there, we might have to reframe it a little bit, reformulate it to make it accessible or relevant to those groups. But identify and classify as the first task in order to generate the topics of, well, why the purpose is important, and having a systematic approach. I mean, that's something that I think most of you know very well. Then to have a task where you have that the task to make a useful concept for agile teamwork, where they have on one hand the challenge to clarify their aim, but at the same time talk about the topic in itself before we talk about aiming. But then you see the first changes coming up, where we really introduce some more some methods or some approaches that will be reoccurring more often in the agile environment. For example, the concept of time boxing. The flexible SA is something that we then see at the end of day 1. So there you have the first tweak to the classical Coverdale 1 design.
Well, building on that, what you said, Marie, I would like to add something.
Yes, please.
We introduced the topic of agility from the beginning. That means, first of all, we confront people. What do you think about? What is for you agility? And then asking which principles they know. And we have a canvas, learning canvas built, where we always get into a circle where we once in a while go back to these agile principles. So from the design idea, the Coverdale 1 is from practices to principles, and we tried to get the design idea that we use usually in the negotiation skills training, where there are principles that are relevant and people are testing these principles and evaluating them and applying them to their daily business while they are learning from practices these cooperation principles. So we tried to get them on both sides. That means they are from day 1, they get a little bit of an impulse on agility all the time. And what we also said is we would like to use topics as task topics that also make people think about agility the whole day, so that the thinking mode goes more in this agile thing. The video is also something that most of you know when you have done a Coverdale 2, for example, or project management, because video is quite a common task. But what we do here is we use a task that I have learned in my Scrum Master training, so that people are really forced to keep to the time boxes and really are forced to work in these time boxes and need to start prioritization at the first day. And this brought them quite under stress. In our test, it was for them, for the guinea pigs, it was quite a challenge to keep to that, but they managed. And most of them were really surprised how much you can do in such short periods of time. That leads then to prioritization, which topics are important, etc., in the direction of customer focus. And so therefore, end of first day. And in the second day, we said, sorry, Miguel, please, but
you're on mute.
On the microphone. You're on mute.
Okay, sorry. Task 3. How much time did you give them for the whole task, please? That's just a question.
45 minutes, when I remember correctly. We experimented with 30, but 30 is not enough. we in the test they found out that it needs 45 minutes. So this is the task.
Right.
And on the second day, we said we want to.
I think Henning has a question.
Who are the tests? Who are the guinea pigs?
There were students in Vienna and a startup team where Waltraud and Bernhard worked also live. So we had 2 live courses over 2 days as guinea pigs. And I will have my first customer course in 1 month, I think. And this course, 1 month or 2 months, and this course will be online.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and on the second day, we decided then to go really into agile working mode, but we wanted to confront people with a situation where they have no chance to really work as a self-organized team. It means we let them plan a zoo in Phantasialand, but in the first round, there is a director who has clear ideas what he wants. But they are totally unstructured, and he's just giving them a list what they have to fulfill. And although they have learned a lot about agility, also the guinea pigs have started immediately working, and had no chance to get to the end, had no chance to get into a structure. And this is a great learning situation where you can bring them then in what's important for a self-organized team. And from my perspective, this is the biggest learning part. And then in the second round, they do no longer build the zoo again with Lego, but they plan an agile approach to plan and build the zoo. And then we compare the difference and see what the difference is and what this causes in direction of motivation, in direction of usability, in direction of customer satisfaction, and so on. So this is then the second task. It's just with real self-organized working mode. And in the afternoon, there is then a transfer situation and a peer coaching session on the second day.
I believe I've heard that the zoo task is done with Lego. Okay.
And online, we will do this with origami. So must say I'm not afraid of doing it with Lego, but it would mean that everybody needs to have Lego in front of him. And our experience with Lego tasks is that this works also online extremely well. I had a design thinking training where a group had to develop a holder for a satellite to move the satellite with 90%. And they built this in groups of 3 online, where one person had the pile of Lego and the other ones were assisting. We have a film of that. You would not believe that this works. But we said maybe not all of them are technically that good as this group was. So we said we want to have also a second option, but I have not tried the origami yet. We have tried the Lego. So we will see what happens with this customer appointment, because when it is online, I would do it with origami figures. So that means we have the same elements from the zoo, but not with Lego, but with paper. And let's go to the third day. Marie, would you like to take over, because this was the main part of your development?
No, yeah. Well, the third day is then again for those of you who have delivered Coverdale 1, you'll see some similarities there as well. We thought that feedback skills are more relevant than ever. And this is something where we want to really invest a lot of time in. So a big part of the third day, which is not a full day in the design, was allocated to that. And the topic of peer coaching, because you have another form of collaboration where you really have to help each other out in agile teams. We thought that the capacity and the method of coaching each other within peers was very relevant as well, and that's why we decided to introduce that in the end as a method as well.
So putting it to an end or as a summary for us, we first of all we thought we just rename and refurbish a little bit a Coverdale 1 would work. Found out that it doesn't work because we need to have much more different types of iterative circles, much more different aspects of agility that you have to take into consideration. That is not away from the Coverdale 1, but it has another focus. And the customers, they really took it up very well. So it was very well received, this tweak. But what I can't say is if we would not have changed anything, if on the pure skills level, the Coverdale 1 would not also have worked. But for the purpose that we said we want to sell it into a more and more agile working community, hearing that they get the basics of agile cooperation was really also for us a selling proposition, and this works in the client environment. So that is at least what we have experienced. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so for the German side, we also have some potential teams with whom we want to test it. But Stefan and I have been discussing it, and we thought that it might be good to do it in presence for the first time to really be sure, to make sure to test the design out. Because otherwise, if we're working with, for example, software developers and we're doing that online, we might get them into a type of tunnel where they already spend quite a lot of time in. And we might not have that type of feedback that we need in order to really refine our concept.
Yeah, I would support that. Yeah.
Maybe one more thing. What Birgit said is absolutely correct. So we changed Coverdale 1 more and more over time. However, to be fair, we have several, from my point of view, quite decent versions. So
yeah.
The basic idea to bring the skill level to an agile environment gives you so many opportunities to and variations in creating a design that fits for the client. So it's not the total perfect truth and hammered in stone. You still can do a lot of things with these kind
Absolutely.
of here to agilize Coverdale lines. So the idea of bringing them into experiential learning and giving people the opportunity to actually live up to agile values and principles. It's the fundamental basis for me. So there's still a lot of room for adoption. So nevertheless, it's quite good.
I want to build on what Stefan said. It's the first time I'm seeing this, and I think working in organization that introduced agility in their talent management processes, succession planning, really in the way of operating the business. A lot of the times the companies will introduce agility as something that they want to discover in the organization rather than something they want to teach the organization to do. I worked in an organization where they will test you, assess you to see if either you're agile or you're a master. Rather than, I think this approach is brilliant because what it's telling you is telling we can actually improve agility. We can actually expose what agility is to people and they can discover it in themselves and that is agile, which the organization will progress with the employee. And again, I think it can mold on the organization principles and understanding around agility and definitely come as a great quality tool to use. So I think it's a great addition to the Coverdale offer.
Do you have any questions, or can we support you with anything? Is there anything what you would like to share?
How possible is, Birgit, that when you're doing some of the trainings in Germany or Austria, For example, some of us that are in other parts of the world are just joining, of course, if the client agrees, just, to participate in the training and get a grasp on.
We have done this with our online trainings, that people were in the online training just participating. And for the customer for whom I'm doing that, it is possible, but it's a language topic, it's a language issue, because the training is taking place in German, sure. So not in English, and therefore this does not work, only for the German speakers. But in principle, this normally works. The question is really very often the English thing. So very sorry.
I think it depends. It always depends on the client and on the topic. But I can offer you to keep that in mind if some formats in English come up, and maybe the other colleagues as well. When there is something where we see a possibility, because it's online, to ask to have a conversation with the client, if we can include another colleague as an observer, we could keep that in mind.
Hopefully there is a chance somewhere in the next months. Right. Good. Are we looking on the time? I think we have ours almost over.
Yeah. Okay, so shall I just invite everybody back to general session? Yeah. Okay, so see you in a few seconds.
Yeah, and thank you very much for very interesting training.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, looking forward for the English version.
Yes, we will do this in the next weeks, that it is presentable. It's not ready yet for the translation. In German we have it, but not 100% in English.
Yeah, and this is very useful for agile teams, especially technical teams, IT teams, because for them it's really useful. Thank you.
Okay. So break up.
Marie, bist du da?
Ja.
Ja.
Was sind denn gleich die Themen nochmal? Ich habe mich vorhin eingeloggt, aber es hat irgendwie nicht funktioniert. Was sind die nächsten Marktplatzthemen?
Warte, ich gucke gerade. Also, so the topics for the next marketplace are sharing of experience, presenting and selling our digital formats with Birgit. Then onboarding of international new colleagues, opportunities and challenges with Klaus. Then sharing of transformation experience and insights during COVID-19 period with Lorraine and Jana. Then Coverdale. Sorry?
This brutal stopping of the session.
Terrible.
Thanks to my group.
Wo bin ich jetzt?
The best thing at Zoom.
Marie, would you like to repeat the four topics?
I think I'll do that. Yeah. So we were just doing a quick recap. Welcome back, everybody. We were doing a quick recap on the topics that are waiting for us in the next marketplace session. So the first topic is hosted by Birgit, and it's about sharing of experience, presenting and selling our digital formats. Topic number 2 is onboarding of international new colleagues, opportunities and challenges, hosted by Klaus. Then sharing of transformation experience and insights during COVID-19 period with Lorraine and Jana. Topic number 4 would be Coverdale and social responsibility. What could be Coverdale's role with Heather and Verena. Then topic number 5 was suggested by Miguel. A roundtable with colleagues with experience and or willing to work on digitalizing on-paper questionnaires. For example, leadership styles, conflict behavior, etc. So I see that the fifth topic, we don't have any joiners yet. What I could do is that I open up a room for it. And if you want to join it, you can join. Or Miguel, if you would prefer to join another topic, just let me know.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm fine with both. I mean, I have also some good other topics I could join. So, but leave it open first, and then we see. If I'm alone, then I'll do the work on myself very quickly, and then I'll join another group. No sweat.
Okay.
Very flexible.
Okay, so just let me create the breakout rooms very quickly. Okay, so I've started the sessions and we'll proceed as usual.
Hi Klaus, maybe we will be together. Yeah. Okay. I think maybe I am only one newbie there, so
No,
no?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I take a look on the mirror.
I see here NP. I don't know who is NP, but yeah. It was a third person, but yeah, he or she, yeah, escaped.
You are NG, or?
Yeah, I am NG. Yeah, Natalia Gulchevskaya.
And who is an NP?
I don't know. But maybe he or she change their mind and yeah, and join as a group maybe. So maybe we can.
There's Eli Pavel.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great. Yeah. So maybe we can spend not the whole time, but some time and then join. So if you, as you want, yeah, because I have no idea what will be in this topic. I am just a newbie.
Where are you located, Natalia?
I am located in the Netherlands, near Amsterdam, but originally I am from Russia. I'm Russian speaking. Yeah, and I work with Russian companies online now.
And where in Russia?
In Russia, all Russia.
Right. Hi, Lily.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, finally.
We have a small group, right?
Yeah.
More time for each one of us to contribute.
I would like to invite you to open your Miro board, please.
Okay.
The link Mark sent to you.
We are on it. Yes. Where should we look?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, Natalia, I see you.
Wait, I'm there as well.
I love Miro.
Yeah, me too.
Do you see me? I left the post.
Yes.
The guest, yeah. Hi, Neil. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Klaus, do you want us to write? Each of us to talk and to complete writing?
Oh. Okay, so let's begin. Opportunities or challenges? What's your choice?
Yeah, for me as a newbie, so I am really just first time with Coverdale, and for me it's more interesting to know about opportunities. And then about challenges, because I couldn't speak about challenges because I don't know what I can expect. Really.
So I would like to invite you to stick your challenges and opportunities on the just as items, as words on the blue field, please. Just what is up in your mind about challenges and opportunities for new colleagues.
Can we clarify the topic of our session, because maybe I was wrong to understand? So in my mind it was that we are newbies and you can share with us some opportunities and challenges in Coverdale community, or I was wrong in my understanding?
Because of Coverdale community, like this. Just collecting your thoughts about new colleagues in Coverdale International.
Yeah, I am this new colleague, so I don't have any other. Nelly, what do you think? Yeah,
maybe Klaus, should we then refer, because both me and Natalia are new, should we, and we don't have colleagues besides you that have more experiences, should we maybe think about the opportunities and challenges as our expectations joining Coverdale? So for example, an expectation for me joining the session today in Coverdale as international community, it will be, okay, I have access to network with you all, 34, 40 people, right? Great. And then that's an opportunity, but how would we transfer that into reality? It will be understanding from you, maybe.
Yes, for me too, yeah.
Okay, so please pin it to the Miro and let's talk about. Networking. Networking was the
yes,
on the Miro.
Networking. It can also be you know,
like my communication. It's it's in the middle of challenges and opportunities.
Another thing that for me is an opportunity is, for example, Natalia speaks other languages besides, you know, English, Russian. I speak Spanish, Italian. It's understanding. Can we form international teams of coaches and delivering. Now that is online, it's easier. So for example, can I have the opportunity to either step in as an observer or step in as a coach and a trainer into an Italian session, someone delivering in Italy or someone delivering in Mexico or in Spain. So I know my first interaction with Coverdale was Coverdale OD England, and I am now working very closely with Mark and the consultants here in the US, but actually online version now, it's an open window to the world. So, not stepping on anybody's toes because we don't have infinite amount of work, but can we at least be observers in some of your programs and you are in ours? So we get to learn more about Coverdale.
Okay.
So I can type it. So how to co-learn, yeah, in different languages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put their international teams of coaches. That's
okay.
a great opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. But it's a challenge.
I see it as an opportunity.
It's a challenge,
to be honest.
And for example, our previous session was about the new agile approach, and this training will be conducted in German language. I don't know German language, unfortunately, so I couldn't participate. And I have a lot of experience, but I provide this training in Russian, so I couldn't share with you my trainings, my materials.
Yeah. On the other hand, I'm not very used to English. You hear, because I'm native speaker.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So in challenges there, I put different programs in different languages. So I think what Germany and Austria is doing, it's great. It's a best practice for the group.
Mm-hmm.
But then how we transfer that product that we're offering to clients in Germany and Austria across the globe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Also, to be honest, I don't know how it's working. Maybe for us as the newcomers, we need to understand that better. Is you created that, so you have credit on designing that program that maybe can be used in USA later. I don't know how can it be used in USA.
Yes.
If it was designed, the nitty-gritty of the contracting and the costs and so on.
Just please pin it on the Miro.
Sure.
Yeah, different. Yeah, exactly. Fine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can be sold and delivered. Oh. Because I know we are separate legal entities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Again, an opportunity for me. I started to do something. I don't know if you saw any of it or not. At the beginning of the year, actually last year in December, I started to promote more Coverdale OD England on LinkedIn. Actually, we doubled the number of followers. But then last year we didn't do as much, but for sure other parts of Coverdale did a lot. So how can we join all our efforts understanding what is happening in the Coverdale international world and be present online on LinkedIn platform?
Okay. It's a very sensible item. No, I'm absolutely with you, but let me say some words a little bit later.
Good, but I put it there just to be
it's absolutely I understand you. It's absolutely important, and this approach. Yeah. Okay.
I'll ask you why. So I'm based in Detroit. Here is the automotive center of the world, right? So I would have a company as Fiat Chrysler that won't work with me, Nelly Pavel.
Yeah.
They will work with Coverdale. most of the time they won't work with Coverdale England. They want to know that Coverdale has the trainers, the expertise all over the world, so they don't fly us all over.
Yeah.
Yes. So they would want to know that Klaus is in Germany and speaks German. Fiat Chrysler is in Russia, speaks Russian. In Romania, they have facilities. I speak Romanian as well. In US, I'm here. I can travel easier. So when I'm going to pitch Coverdale programs to someone, I need to go to the table to a big company with a global training organization and not a national or worst a local one. If I'm approaching small clients, they like that I'm local. They like that is me, myself, and I, and other 2-3 colleagues.
Yeah, absolutely the same, really. Yeah.
This is this is not. Sorry, when I'm laughing, but you are. So it's not a problem of new colleagues. It's a Coverdale problem, Coverdale challenge.
Yeah.
We are an international group, yes, but we are working very local, each country. And the international cooperation is not very improved. This is, for me, in Austria, here is a Coverdale problem. There are only a few persons who work very intensive international, like Mike, Marie,
Mark, and Mark.
Sorry, not Mike.
Yeah.
Mark, Marie, and Birgit. But on board level, it's my personal opinion. Yeah.
Sure.
On board level, they are not very interested to develop international. It's not.
Which again can be a good thing, because then you have control over the quality more. Makes sense. Yeah, I understand. I understand all that. Okay. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's a thing of growing. Yeah, and Austria is a very small country. No, it's. I talked a few minutes before we talked with Dimitri exactly about this item, about this theme, and Dimitri said, here, international working, let's go. Yeah. It's in the moment it is a Coverdale thing, and I'm not very happy with it. Birgit is not very happy with it. I know it, but international cooperation in the moment is on very operative level, like organizing the annual meeting, something like this. But on board level or on customer level, it's very limited in the moment.
I perfectly understand that. Klaus, from your experience, so maybe, I don't know, Natalia's experience, but when I joined Coverdale, first I was a client of Coverdale, right? So they delivered for me and my leadership team. So I had the one experience on the Coverdale 1 program with this approach. And then Mark invited me kindly enough to run a program. I wasn't active, I was an observer. And then the next time I will be an observer again, I believe, and then I will be able to be a coach. And then further on, with years of experience, I can be
the classical development, the Coverdale, yeah.
Okay, so it's like that in Austria as well.
Yeah, it's I did it the same way first as a participant, then observer, then oh my god,
maybe a coach or a facilitator of a smaller session.
Co-trainer, yeah.
Co-trainer,
Co-trainer, assistant, yeah.
And then course director.
Yeah.
This is the same way I learned Coverdale.
Sure, sure.
And meanwhile, in Austria, we changed this in a way because we have no more so much opportunities to take the new colleagues with us to the customer. Yes, and so we changed the learning way for the new colleagues in a we are blended learning, we are e-learning on the one hand because of knowledge, because getting my knowledge for the different themes, and very intensive coaching from Birgit, from Günther, and from me, like getting with new colleagues through the first time. And then because we have a very good cooperation with the Technical University in Vienna, and there the new colleagues can improve their training skills with the students.
With them.
Yeah. And the old way you learned like me, it's too no, it's too large, and it needs a long time to the point you can work as a course director.
Yes, yeah.
You work this way with Mark, or?
I worked this way with Mark. So I went
Great.
last year in Connecticut and spent 1 week with the clients. Just they were delivering a session, and actually I did help Mark prepare all the materials, prepare the rooms, wrap up the sessions, keep the timing, and observing the coaches.
Yeah.
And it really helped me because I'm a trainer in the organizations I work with. I will deliver training a lot. I will facilitate workshops at different level in the organization. So I'm okay with that. If you give me materials and the facilitation notes, I can run it. But I think what helped me being an observer is understand the style of Coverdale, which is very reflective. Also, as Coverdale, we don't use any slides. Right?
I learned training in a complete other way. I learned training classical, like inductive learning. I don't know if you need this.
Yes, yeah.
I tell the participants how life works. Then they can check it in tasks, and they get feedback. That is one of my classical trainer.
Circles. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And working with Coverdale, I learned completely the other way. Not to tell you how life works, because I can only tell you how my life works, but not how your life works. So first doing, first planning, first doing, then the main point, the review, and then, if necessary, an input from my person. And this way, I have to change my my attitude. Being a coach, being a trainer.
That's the point. Yeah.
The nice thing is that the British, I learned by Mike DeLuca, The British in Great Britain, we are not trainer, we are coaches.
Yeah.
And this is the main point. Yes, we are not teaching and telling, but experimental learning, experience-based learning. Yeah.
I think what I learned from Coverdale approach is that our role is to guide the person rather than lead them to something.
This is the point. Yeah.
Okay, so this is how. What about you, Natalia? Which was your
background?
Which was your your journey with Coverdale?
Yeah.
Are you delivering now for?
I think my journey is not usual. Yeah, because just in December, I sell my own training about one part of team coaching to the big Russian company FCMG, and so I was a freelancer, and this company couldn't buy me as an individual entrepreneur, and so I just connected with Coverdale, and when we discuss our approaches, it was the same. So from different way we come to the same approach. I am also a trainer and trainer of trainers of the training from the back of the room. And I get this training in Germany from the Ralf Katzenberg. I don't know if you know him. And so I am in Coverdale. I'm with Coverdale, but I haven't been in any Coverdale training yet. So I ran my own training with a Coverdale logo. And so I'm so curious, what are the opportunities, what are the challenges, how I can get this training Coverdale 1, for example, especially with this agile approach, because I'm agile coach too, how I can run these trainings in Russia, because I am not sure about my level of English to provide trainings international, but who knows, I am working with it. But for Russian Russian market is huge.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about this. How I can join this community.
Yeah. No, my experience is it's a great community with all differences from country to country is no problem. But we had 1965 on 2015 we were in Oxford celebrating our 50 years, and they are the first persons who were getting to do something international since 50 years were Mark, Birgit, Joy, the Chinese colleague. The first three persons who were only thinking about international cooperation for 50 years.
And Klaus, can I add to that? I worked in multinationals where I would search for companies to deliver training on big amount of money. I'm speaking, for example, I worked in Russia. Our training budget was 2 million euros a year. Huge, right? And I work with so many training companies. I'm telling you, what Coverdale does, it's very unique. It's gold.
Yeah, I know.
On the training market, it's really unique. The experience you have to. That's why I chose to, to.
Yeah.
Yes. But we're seeing an opportunity there. When you read about Coverdale history on being on NASA projects, so actually Coverdale consultants were on NASA projects helping them to reach the stars.
Yeah, it's terrific.
That's yes. A spark, I'm sure it will come from somewhere, but there are other companies that are doing very light kind of approaches or very corporate approaches, not very personal approaches, and they are very successful. But we are holding something very
Absolutely.
unique.
Because of working very, I'm struggling for words.
I think 90%
very
of the time,
very long lasting.
yeah, and 90% of our programs, the person in the room has to think, has to be active, rather than in other types of trainings. To be honest, I can remove myself, not physically, but mentally, I can remove myself after 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Our participants in 3 days or 2 days are not able to consume. They have to work themselves. It's not a consumer party.
I put my leadership team in one of the companies through Coverdale program, and what they told me is that they never felt as tired as after a day with Coverdale. Why? Because they had to work, they had to concentrate, and they loved it because they didn't fail through the day, but at the end of the day, their heads were boom. It's amazing what just happened.
It's so funny. It's the same experience I have that talking with participants, and you work with them from 9 to 6, from 8 to 6, and now they must be tired now. They must be nothing.
They're excited.
Great day,
about this.
Great day, and tired. No, we can go for it.
Yes. So again, I think just through our conversation now, Klaus and Natalia, there are plenty of opportunities. It's for us to discover, and there are challenges. Again, it's for us to discover.
Yeah. I know it will be. It's a challenge of future for coverage. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's time to return. Yes. Or no?
I think it will close immediately, right?
I don't know.
Really?
I'm not sure. And Nelly, can you type the link of this LinkedIn group that you?
Yeah. So I know that Austria is present on LinkedIn as well, correct? France and England.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will write it on the board on Miro.
Yeah, on Miro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Fine.
Thank you. How do we go back to the session?
We can. Exit. But yeah, we can. Oh, okay.
To leave room on the right hand.
Yes, to leave room, but yeah, we can check if it's really the time. So where is? It's 8 minutes. So yeah.
I had the information about 5 minutes left for about 5 minutes.
Okay, let's go to leave the breakout room.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, but we're alone there.
No, a little bit early.
I'm not sure. Maybe next group come to the next phase, or no?
Hello.
Hi, Peter.
Hello, Peter.
Hi, Klaus und Natalia.
Ja.
Bist du die ganze Zeit allein gewesen?
Was?
Wo warst du?
Ich habe schon Pause gemacht.
Eben, aber du bist hier geblieben. Okay, ja. Gut. I'm just a moment AFK, creator, away from keyboard. Bye.
Away from keyboard.
Nelly,
when did you start with Coverdale, Natalia?
Okay. Sorry,
When did you start with Coverdale?
In December. So
in December?
I'm really newbie there. I don't know anything. So appreciate Evgeny and Dmitry. They introduced me a little bit.
Yes.
But I really open. Now I with open ears, open eyes, open ears, and it's really a lot of interesting information. I'm curious about how I can get more and how I can bring my experience, my impact if I can be helpful for community, Coverdale community. Yeah, because what I see, I have a lot of experience in online, so I can share, but I can not share, but in practice I can help.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We were thrown out. Where is the rest, interestingly?
We weren't thrown out yet. We were asked to. We were given the option to leave. I think.
Leave. Okay.
So we all politely took the option and left.
That might be possible.
Yeah,
yes.
coming.
Yeah, looks like. Yeah, now. Now I think this was no longer the friendly reminder. This was.
I haven't said goodbye to group 3 yet. Then I was transformed. Sorry.
Hey, Lorraine, I was just saying to you and Jana, you're our 2 participants who are now working late into your evening.
Okay, fine.
No.
It's
so
fine.
thank you. Well, no, I appreciate you saying that, but thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying up so late to be with us. That's wonderful.
It's nice to see you all.
Nice to see you too.
So which time is it at your side, Lorraine? 11?
12.
12 already.
12
already.
Midnight.
Wow. You don't want to know what it was on the TV channel at 12 and in Germany. Maybe the same thing all over the globe.
How do you know, Peter?
This is what I do all night, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. This is,
Oh, welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the first 3 market sessions that we have organized online. And we're going now in the last block. This is our closing session. And for that, we get randomly put together again in a few groups, which will be done by Marie. And on our Miro board, there are a few questions that we ask you to talk through. The questions are: what have you found valuable and helpful from today's gathering? What could be improved for next time? And would you like to repeat this event?
No voice, I can't hear you.
But I am fully speaking.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we hear you.
too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Jana, maybe switch on and off the microphone.
or turn your loudspeaker on.
Does it work now? Jana, can you hear me?
Yeah, now yes.
Okay, so there are 3 questions in our Miro board. First question was, what did you find valuable and helpful? Second question, what could be improved? And the third question, would you like to repeat the event and how often? The groups are asked to capture a short summary on the boards, and one person out of the group should then deliver the summary or present the summary in the closing session that we will do then in as a follow-up. That means we have now a 15 minutes time frame for getting into a quick review session. 20 minutes, sorry. Marie, 20 minutes, no?
20 minutes, yes.
20
right.
minute session. And then we do a closing round to present the findings. So.
Okay, so are you ready to move?
Yes, please.
I'll start the sessions.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Now I know what the crew of the Enterprise feels like being beamed.
So we are the junior group, the youngest together, huh?
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you.
Very sensitive, Andreas.
It's a great feeling, Andreas, for you, isn't it?
Flattery will get you everywhere.
So how will we do this?
Somebody lead, for God's sake.
Maybe we can go to the mirror, or
yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I think it would be helpful for them to have some notes on the mirror.
Yeah.
Natalia, are you able to do that?
I can share my screen.
Sure.
Yeah, but about typing, I can type some thoughts, but I think maybe it's more convenient to type your answers by your own.
Yeah.
No?
Well, Natalia, the only thing is I can't get mine to work. So when I tried to do the mirror board before, it wouldn't work for me. So.
It wouldn't work. Okay. So the first question was, what have you found valuable and helpful from today's gathering? So if I can type. Yeah.
Okay. I found it helpful that we have different group sessions where we meet with different people.
Different group sessions. And why it was so helpful for you?
Yeah, to get into contact with different people.
Contact. Okay.
For me, what's for me, it was very helpful to see again how many experience we have in our Coverdale network internationally. So that's you forget that a little bit when you are working alone here in your home office, and then you see all these people and hear all these opinions and this experience. This was great.
Yeah, thank you.
I think reconnecting with the energy. Yeah, I mean, you know, the last time we were together in Germany was fantastic, and you know, this has been fantastic as well, a much shorter and more efficient format. But it really does also point out, we were talking in the virtual platforms group about the challenges, but also turning things and making them opportunities. And I think that having this virtual circumstance, I'm getting a little ahead, but I really think we should be doing these kinds of conversations on a more frequent basis.
Yeah, it will be the third question. Would you like to repeat this event, and how often?
Yeah.
Okay, we can yeah, we can return to this question. Or maybe we can do it now. So
no.
How often? How often, Joy, you want to participate in such events?
2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
I also found the half day a good time slot. And I appreciate the preparation and the structure on the organization.
It was the second question, yeah. So good preparation and organization. Yeah, okay. And about the most useful today. I can say, so we are only 4 or 5, yeah. For me it was a great onboarding, but because I'm a newbie, I joined Coverdale only in December, so for me it was a very first time to meet people, yeah, to feel this energy, really, to feel this culture, and I'm really excited about this. I want to be in this team, so thank you. Yeah. And Who will be the next? Andreas or? Yeah, because I was typing and I didn't see the name who was the author of this second sticker. So who wants to continue? What was the most useful, the valuable, helpful for today? Yeah.
That's it. I'll pick up on something you just said there, Natalia, which is it's nice to see new faces, and it was really nice to see old friends again, because I missed the Germany one 2 years ago, so this was really nice. No one's changed a bit.
Okay, great. Okay, the second question: what could be improved for next time?
Maybe give some time to newcomers like you to introduce you. So I didn't know that you just recently joined Coverdale.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, completely.
Okay. And maybe more.
And
we had some. I was in groups. There were too many participants, so it was not so easy for 30 minutes with 15 people to discuss.
So less participants in groups, yeah?
Yeah.
Smaller groups.
Yeah.
Okay.
And longer sessions, because some of the topics were very big.
Yeah.
Like saving the world much?
Yeah, save the world.
30 minutes.
Now,
How is connected with the half day? Is it possible?
Either long sessions or smaller topics. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would say no visualization for the first session where we just come together. So it was a kind of pressure to visualize. I had the feeling, and I think in the first get together session, there is no visualization needed.
In the first session, visualization is not needed, yeah?
Visualization in this get together session in the first one is not needed, from my point of view.
In the first session.
Speaking for the digital dinosaurs, I think that I know I can speak for Mike. I mean, Miro, it's bewildering.
Yeah.
We had no prior experience with it, and trying to. I'm impressed that you manipulate it as well as you do, because I have no idea how to do that. So it's not so much don't use it. It's kind of like maybe if we're going to do it again, maybe a better acquaintance or orientation to it. Just basic functionality would have been useful.
Pre-training, yeah.
A short integration with tools, or
for the Miro tool. Do you know?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a corporation space.
This for Miro tool and Zoom, yeah. If I'm correct for understanding you. Okay. Yeah, it's really. Or maybe use more simple tool. So for online trainings, I love Miro, and do you know that Russian guys do this tool from the Siberia? So I'm proud. Yeah, but for online trainings, I use Google Drawing, because it's really much simpler, more simple than Miro. Miro is really not simple tool for unexperienced people. Yeah, Andreas.
I was happy that in Coverdale, Germany, we had a mural training.
Yeah.
And that helped me to prepare for Miro, so it was very similar.
Yeah, it's the same platform. And Andreas, you show.
Yeah, but I have the question: if it's when we think about how we can continue that we go for the whole group 2 or 3 times a year, or if we have in Germany, we call it home groups, like little groups randomly to come together and speak for a longer period.
That's a great idea.
So maybe we think about really international smaller groups. They stay together for a longer time and meet them maybe every 2 months or something like that, so they get a little bit more of this connection. Because I have the fear that what really happens very often after these international meetings, you go inspired out of the meeting and then it's gone, and then nothing really happened out of that. So we can do a kind of a mixture between a kind of smaller groups, they stay together, and then meet us again in the bigger group, so that we have a better connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good idea.
Good. Some kind of mastermind groups, yeah, during this period.
Yeah, some kind of global home groups, let's say.
Global home groups.
Yeah.
Global home, yeah. What it means? Maybe I'm not clear.
Is that an expression we could use, Mike and Joe?
Say it again, Jacqueline.
Global home groups. Is that an expression we could use for that?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, we used to have home groups on some workshops, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's where even though they go off and do work in different groups, at the end of the day, everybody comes back into a little home group and discuss their experiences.
Yeah.
Principle.
So I think in the Coverdale world, it's a term.
Yes, it is. It's a term, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm newbie, I don't know all the terms yet. So if I understand right, so it's a global home groups and then divided to the little groups.
I think they would be
the home groups are groups of, let's say, between 5 and 8 people around about that.
Yeah.
From all over the world, a very mixed international, and they meet, let's say, every 2 or 3 months. So they stay together for kind of longer period, so that you have in these home groups a much more better connection, better contact, and better exchange. So because then you learn a little bit more about the others and about what's going on in the countries, and maybe over this context you start really developing projects or doing things together. That's the one part, smaller groups, and the other part is that each year we have the whole group coming together.
Okay.
This is one idea.
And what will be the principle of the connection? How these little groups can be connected about some topic, or I don't know.
No, the sense of the home groups is that they don't have topics, as far as my opinion is. So they share what's on their mind, what's on their heart, what happened in the last weeks. In Coverdale, development of their Coverdale company, development of their own development, what kind of learnings they had, what kind of qualification programs they run through, stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's very open, not focused on a special topic.
Even can be peer consulting in these groups, or supervision.
And how we can design this group? For example, how I can choose which group I can participate, for example, as a case.
I think that's a question we have to decide, or maybe the International Management Board can decide that. They can do it randomly, as it just happened now, or they can try to mix the nations or years of experience.
Yes. Okay.
Those would be 2 criteria for mixture.
Criteria. Okay. Criteria.
But I think you don't need to write that on to notice that. I think.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
It's okay.
So year of experience, maybe program, or because
No, Natalia, what I mean is it's not important that you write that down now, because I think
okay.
people who are more with Coverdale know what's meant. And that's not right. Not staying online for some, or not staying together online for some months. Yes, with an S, months.
So not for some months.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Little group staying together online. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And these groups are connected more than 2-3 times a year, so more frequent.
I think they can maybe decide maybe every second month or something like that. For example, in Germany, we established since summer, because of the lockdown, we established home groups again, and we meet, and the groups decide how often they meet online.
Okay.
And they the mixture was done randomly.
There's no result pressure. So, and some groups are feeling better together, and some not so good. So that's it. It's an idea, and we can try it out, and then make a review. And if it not works so well, then try something other.
Natalia, would you like to be the speaker of our group?
I don't know, because I am really newbie here. Maybe someone.
Two sides of a medal.
Yeah. But otherwise we wouldn't keep on track.
Oh no, diese Teletransportation. Wir waren noch nicht fertig.
Man ist nie fertig, Beranger, nie.
Beranger, this was the perfect timing.
Beranger, du musst hier nicht alles sagen.
Oh, okay.
Du kannst gleich was sagen, Beranger. Du kannst unsere Zusammenfassung machen.
Back to English.
Okay, wenn ich sie finde, kann jemand mir helfen, sie zu finden.
Back to English, please.
Nicht wahr, Klaus? So haben wir das
Little
jetzt gerade
Beranger
delegiert,
needs
ne?
somebody who can help her.
Alles gut.
Du machst die Zusammenfassung und ich helfe dir. Ich helfe dir.
Sie zu finden. It's international cooperation.
Mark, are you there? Mark? Yeah, Mark is here. So, Mark, it's yours.
Deportation ist nett.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have 27 minutes before we close out. I know, it's not a lot of time, but what we'd like to do before we close out is just hear a really quick summary from each of the groups, just in terms of what came up in that final round of conversations. So what have people found valuable? What do people think should be improved for when we do this next time? And would people like to repeat this? And if so, what kind of frequency would make sense? So Birgit, thank you very much for doing that. I assume that's you, Birgit. So who's going to share from group one?
Maybe if my team can help me in the process. Yeah, so
Natalia,
the most
thank
valuable
you.
for us, was that we could contact with different people, see again the old friends and meet new faces, and see again how many experience we have in Coverdale. And we felt a high energy instead of online, not offline training or gathering. And personally for me it was a great onboarding. So I am happy that I am now with your team. What was really good, and thank you for this perfect preparation and organization. It was really good. What we can improve in the next gathering online? Maybe give some time to introduce some newcomers. Maybe in the session groups invite less participants, so create more session groups. And make some session longer than 30 minutes. Maybe on the first session visualization was not needed, and more valuable was to see faces from each other, and it will be very useful to make some pre-training for Mira tool and Zoom, all of this stuff, technical stuff for participants. Yeah, so, and for the future, maybe we can gather more frequent, 2-3 times a year. This time slot of half day was good. Yeah, and our last proposition, maybe my team can help me to describe better. Can I move my voice to?
Yes, I can support
Yes.
you, Natalia. Thank you for the presentation. We had the idea of building global home groups. So the groups meet more often, and just without any topics, any result pressure, just to get together and to get into contact and to share. That was our idea. And criteria would be a great the mixture of the nations, maybe mixture of experience, so that we have small international home groups.
Back to the roots.
Yeah. So we built them in Germany last year, starting with the lockdown period, and I find it quite helpful, and others as well from our group here.
Great stuff. Thank you very much indeed. Look, ladies and gentlemen, can we all please unmute our microphones and show our appreciation to Natalia in particular, and also to Jacqueline. Thank you very much. Well done. Great presentation, Natalia. Thank you so much. So let's, Birgit, thank you very much. So moving on to group 2. So who would like to share? Who's going to share from group 2?
Me.
Who's me? I can't see.
Bérangère.
Bérangère. Thank you, Bérangère. Over to you.
So what did we find good? What was great? A great organization and technical support. Well-structured marketplace preparation and flexibility, meaning there was a good overview and we could add or decide for one until the last minute. Yeah, we thought it was a well-invested time to be here this afternoon. What could be done differently or more of next time? Longer sessions. I mean, we love the teletransportation thing, and we understand it was necessary. But we thought maybe sometimes some groups could have needed a little bit more time. More group time, more small talk time. An overview of all participants, as well as the different countries present. An introduction of the new colleagues. Topic preparation of participants. Yes, and maybe give some more time for a topic preparation for those who have topics to present. What could we do differently next time? Instead of half a day, have a whole day, and twice a year.
Okay, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show our appreciation to Bérangère and everyone in group 2. Thank you very much. Great stuff. Okay, so let's move on to group number 3. And Nelly, I believe I'm going to hand over to you. Nelly, thank you.
Great. So in terms of valuable things, I think we all felt that having a contact to all colleagues was very good. The short sessions were also very well received because it kept our mind focused on that topic and everybody was involved. Seeing everyone, opening opportunities, making new connections, I think that was very valuable, and it's an opportunity we can all nurture and take advantage of. Yeah, just great to see that everybody is, healthy and staying well. In terms of what can be improved, we said that we needed that moments of connection in the last 12 months. It happened today, and we shouldn't have another 12 months in which we don't speak. So either having a regular newsletter or an open board where we can all write our quarterly highlights, so everybody can see what is happening in the Coverdale world. And then also, I know that some parts of Coverdale are already very active or are becoming more active on LinkedIn. That's one way to stay connected and see what everybody is doing and then support each other. In terms of an improvement, as also the other group said, it was maybe good. It was definitely good to have some time introducing the newcomers rather than, for example, as a newcomer, I had the opportunity to introduce myself in all the marketplace sessions, but that took time from the discussion. So again, if at the beginning we can do that. We felt the need of having a sort of connection every 2-3 months and maybe all Coverdale once a year as we did today. And what came up in the other groups, definitely. We feel that there were marketplaces we would have joined if we would have the opportunity to join more marketplaces or more topics. So maybe a roundup session with the highlights discussed in every topic. It will help us a lot going forward.
Great stuff. Nelly, thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, please can we show our appreciation for Nelly in Group 3. Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you for moving the screen on, Birgit. So let's hear from Group 4. Can I ask who's going to be doing the sharing from Group 4?
Do it, Harold.
Thank you, Harold.
Yeah, we said it was very valuable to get reconnected to each other and to the Coverdale spirit. So one of the things that all of us said was very valuable to us was to find out how the colleagues are, where are they standing, what is the situation in all the other Coverdale areas, see and hear from the colleagues, and also especially from one of the office colleagues to getting more insights into the Coverdale world. So it's always valuable to get to know how the trainers and consultants are working and what are their topics. Also, especially it was very inspiring and the international flair was highlighted. So usually in your own Coverdale world, you're not thinking so much of an international company, or you don't feel that so much. And it was very nice to catch up on that. So it gave us all a boost of energy. With the other two questions, we made it short and simple. We said it was perfectly organized. We can also yeah, what was said in the other groups, we can also see it like that. And we said if there would be something advantageous, it could be to have more time for each marketplace and less marketplaces maybe. But usually you don't have enough time, so we also hesitated a little bit to say we didn't have enough time. And also we said perfectly yes, we'd like to have such events. Our idea was to have it every 3 months, but we didn't discuss so much in detail in what focus or how many participants. So thank you all.
Great stuff. Harold, thank you very much indeed. So again, ladies and gentlemen, let's please show our appreciation to Harold and Group 4. Thank you, Harold. Thank you, Group. I'm not entirely sure how many groups there were, so I think there's going to be
It's
a
the
group
fifth.
5. Is this the 5th and the final
Two
group?
more.
2 more. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. So, group 5, who is going to do the sharing from group number 5?
This is me to present, Werner.
Oh, fantastic, Werner. You're very welcome. Great to hear from you.
We jumped quite fast into the topic of reflecting new ideas because we liked this session today afternoon very much, as we saw this was meant to be to get impulses and to get to know each other, to establish the connection and to have a very nice gathering together. And as we liked it, we saw, okay, this should be done more often, not every 2 years. So we said to have this kind of online stuff once, or at least once, or maybe twice a year. This would be really nice. And when we do so more often, we said that would be helpful for us, for some of us, to have one-on-one sessions. So if somebody has a topic or something to discuss, find 2-3 people reflecting this topic together individually. As well, we saw it could be interesting that we have some casual, unstructured dialogue together, like at the end of the session, to have a kind of, as we could do now, if we have more time, like a cocktail session, to very relaxed and have some drinks and talk to each other like we do usually when we have a gathering face to face, to have this kind of phase out. This could be interesting as well when we do it online. Another thing which came up, to traditional German Austrian kind of thing, a Stammtisch, which is a monthly, let's say, scheduled meeting, a meet and greet, where people can join at this defined time slot monthly if they want, and discuss topics, or just meet and reflect some things. So these are the ideas we were thinking of.
Werner, thank you very much. And I tell you what, I love the sound and the meaning of the word Stammtisch. I probably said it really badly, right? But I'm going to have a go. I don't care, right? Stammtisch. I like it. We should do it. Very good. Werner, and to group 5, let's show our appreciation. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Great stuff. So we're going to move on now, I think, and look at the lovely mural from group number 6. Could I ask who from group number 6 is the presenter, or even presenters? Who's coming from group number 6?
We forgot to determine a presenter, but maybe Elvira or Heather or somebody in the group would like to say a few words.
I can go, and then you guys chip in if I mess up. So what we found valuable and helpful from the experience today, was like what many others said. So the sense of reconnecting, seeing everybody, and not just that was nice, but that really kind of gave a boost of energy. This feeling of being part of this amazing greater whole. The marketplace sessions were very useful, exchange and experiences. Like hearing same experiences, similar experiences, hearing different experiences on same topics, new ideas and impulses. So a lot of learning, a lot of harvest from the marketplaces on different levels. What came from a couple of people was really this renewed sense of collaboration and of also of the opportunity that is there and the potential in this global Coverdale community for collaboration and together with this energy of connection, really kind of this feeling of, wow, there's so much to do. Nice to see new faces and old faces. Not faces that are old, but faces that one knows since a long time. Good to reconnect. That there's so much love. That's my cheesiness. I just thought there was so much love flowing back and forth. Can we I can't. Can we zoom in a bit? Thank you. Yeah, and the resources exactly of so much knowledge, skills, and yeah, initiative also for next time. So we thought it would be really nice to have 2 half days or a full day, because also what many of you already said, there's the feeling that there is really a possibility a usefulness in diving deeper into some topics. And to maybe have things like what we talked about, what works with the people who we work with, to also just do this for ourselves and do walk and talks for one-on-one connections, for deeper connections on topics, but also with colleagues. It would be nice to have more time for group work. So this maybe less topics, but more time would be nice to try out as a different format. Then there was this need or this wish to kind of know a bit more who brings what skills to the mix and to the whole community. What are people specialized in, passionate about? What are their areas of interest? What are they working on? Which wouldn't necessarily have to happen in this meeting, but maybe it could be a kind of a directory or something to pick up. But just to somehow know what's moving people at the moment, what they're busy with, and to have more small group exchanges as well in this kind of get together. So yes, to repeat, and like again, most 2 times a year sounds good or more. And also this, the Stammtisch is a great idea, with smaller meetings in between based on topics, on things that are happening, and so on and so forth. Anybody from the group that wants to add something? Did I forget something?
I think you made a perfect summary. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm genuinely quite moved. I mean, first of all, Group 6, you did an awful lot of work in 20 minutes. And I'm just looking at that big post-it there, and I know I can be an emotional creature sometimes, but there's one that says, "There's so much love," and I feel really quite deeply moved by that. Elvira and everyone in Group 6, please let's show our appreciation. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. And Birgit, is there a 7th group?
Yes, there
is.
Wow, and look how much work Group 7 have produced as well. That's
we have the most post-its.
Come on, yeah, it's all about the #1 criterion, most post-its, absolutely. Hans Peter, am I?
I have the honor, Mark. I have the honor.
It's my pleasure
to go
to
through.
hand over to you.
So, only a few things to add in the end. What we discussed in our group was that the people were happy to learn about Miro, about these techniques, and happy that Mary offered also to do a little bit more training in this area afterwards. And the content of showing the whole thing on this mobile course the Austrian had to have. So, and other topics like around transformation and so on, so that there was content where you got new ideas for your work back home. That was one part. The second part was this connection of the colleagues, as mentioned before, that it was beautiful to get in contact again and feel Coverdale. The structure was excellent, as mentioned before. And there I would say a big thank you from all of us to the team who have prepared this so well, because all of us doing this know how much work that is. So would like to have a big thank you to all of you having done this frame. Yes, what else was there? It was good to see the familiar faces and new faces, the feeling of Coverdale. A lot of inspiring good ideas come through to get in touch, and there is no appetite for more. And this means what we discussed was saying it would be good to stretch a little bit, to have maybe one day and have a little bit longer sessions, and maybe for the new colleagues some material of all of us, that they can get an idea who are the other trainers and coaches.
and a bit more information in the beginning about the structure and how to follow the whole thing. And same than the groups before, we said maybe quarterly would make sense, a meeting to launch a meeting. So that's us.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Hans-Peter, and all of Group 7. Final round of showing our appreciation. Thank you, Hans-Peter. Thank you, Group 7. Gosh. So, thank you all for those final reflections. And I think there is an awful lot of really, really valuable information for us in terms of thinking about and planning future sessions, bringing everyone together. And it certainly sounds like there is a lot of appetite across the whole of Coverdale International to be doing this in slightly different formats, and certainly on a more regular basis as well. And I think I feel a real strong sense of legitimate confidence in saying that that's been everyone's experience. And guess what? It's the people that make it so. You know, it's the people that make it so. So everyone who's shown up on this call that has made it so. One of the other things I noticed was that there were, and Hans-Peter, I heard what you said just a moment ago. Thank you. The comments around the organisation and the structure and the work that's gone into this. I will say this really clearly now. Okay, the driving forces behind making this happen, in terms of the idea and then turning an idea into a reality and then enabling it to happen, it's all down to Birgit and it's all down to Marie, and so many thanks again to Margit for her help as well. So I would, ladies and gentlemen, for one last time, I would like you all to unmute your microphones and show your appreciation to Birgit, to Marie, and to Margit. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for your nice words and your perfect facilitation of the closing and the starting round. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
You're
did a great job.
You're very kind. I do have a few more words to say before we're just on time. I'm gonna take the liberty that's afforded me. So, one thing though, I think a number of us have been taking screenshots at different times as we've been going through this. Now, look, I think it would be really good for us to take the opportunity after this, either as organizations or as individuals, to maybe make some posts on LinkedIn, just to let the world know that we're very much still here, and to show them that, you know, we use these virtual spaces and we come together and look, here we are as an international team. If anyone has any particular concerns with that, then please get in touch with either Birgit or myself and Marie to let us know. But other than that, we would ask for your permission to be able to use just some simple screenshots from when we've all been gathered together in this gallery, so that we can make some posts on social media. And the final thing that I would like to say, and I made a few notes, so just forgive me and indulge me for a moment. Not just myself, but I think all of us have been either introduced for the first time, or perhaps, certainly from my perspective anyway, reminded, deeply and truly reminded of the individual and the collective brilliance of Coverdale people all across the world. I'm reminded deeply and truly that as an organization or as a group of organizations, but more importantly as a collective of individuals who care deeply about the world in which we live, the organizations that we support, and even more importantly, all of those people who work in those organizations, that who we are and what we do is as relevant to individuals, teams, and organizations as it has ever been. And one might even say that who we are and what we do and how we do it is even more relevant than it's ever been. You know, we can still, perhaps more than ever, bring purpose, we can bring discovery, we can bring humanity, and we can enable people to succeed in all kinds of environments. And that's who we are and what we do. And this has reminded me of that, and perhaps all of us of that. That's it. If we could all give a huge big wave, I'm going to take one final screenshot as you do.
Great, great,
Just
great.
let me go onto the second screen and do the same thing a couple of times. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 5 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, it's midday. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you all again soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
And stay safe.
Bye-bye.